What is going on today, guys? Daniel, Mr. Cuervo Racing. Today we're looking at a single exhaust system comparison between the Monster and Empire. Just doing some testing here. Currently I have a shorty on the bike here, and we're gonna take a look at all my mess. Yeah. Take a look at dyno sheets real quick. So here we have the Empire single versus the Monster shorty, which is most common pipe that's being purchased for the Monster. Monster is in green. So let's look at that comparison. We got about a horsepower difference at peak. Torque would give up a foot-pound of torque of peak. So our peak torque numbers right here, about 5,500. Okay, 56 and 57 is where that peak is at. A little bit of give and take throughout. Once it's on power, they're about the same there. Through this curve, the Empire is making a little bit more here as they wave in and out of each other, and right here at peak torque. And then we get up to the crossover point here where they separate for the duration. So a little over 6,000 RPM is that crossover point, and then above here the Monster shorty is making almost 2 more right there. 2.5 in that range. So all in this top end, if you're racing these two bikes back to back in comparison, the Monster will run a bit faster because it's making more power in that RPM range up top. Now down low in transition through the mid, if you're using a lot of that RPM range, that Empire's gonna have more in that low mid range. A little bit there, about a horse more, so it'll have a little bit more snap or a little bit more pull in that low mid range. So we do these pulls all the way down to 2,500, or try to. Really in 2,500, if you're loading a bike down this low, you're in the complete wrong gear. So it's very hard to do a pull any lower than 3,000 because the bike just doesn't want to accelerate out of there. It's very unhappy. That's right off of idle. So our normal operating range, if you're running in a gear and not completely chugging it down, is probably going to be in the low 4,000 range. So your acceleration from there on up is pretty normal. Even that would be a pretty tall gear if you're running at a decent pace and in the right gear. Normally you're running in the 5 to 5,500 on cruise. So just kind of giving you an idea of that. A lot of guys ask, why don't you pull it all the way down to X number? It's like, well, that's not logical in its usage, and it's very tough to do. So yes, you can. If I had a loaded style eddy current dyno, yes, you can make that pull down there, but you'll never see that RPM. And if you do, you shouldn't be on a bike. Shouldn't be riding, because you're not riding it properly. So anyways, a little rant there, but that's our comparison. So you're kind of really choosing where you want your power at. If you want that power up top and that acceleration, that's going to be what you're after. The Empire Dual makes near identical power on the top end here for the 15 and above. We've been testing with that pipe as well. The Monster shorty works really well, and I'll show you one more thing that kind of surprises me some. We had the Monster standard length muffler. So here's the standard versus the Empire. The standard actually dropped a little down here in this mid-range, which is a bit surprising. Might be the particular combo. We do see that some combinations work better than other, and we'll see something that's not particularly happy with that exact combo, but it's a trade-off at mid-range versus the top end here. Again, we're seeing a horse and a half through most of this range. So there you have that. No, I know a lot of guys have been asking for that. We're going to go on and do testing with board throttle body next. So stay tuned for that and give us a holler if you need something.